The real success starts when you actually start making money. And that's what I learned earlier this year. One guy, he makes like crazy, like tens of millions. He's going to be making hundreds of millions, but he's a serious cokehead. And I knew this. But when he fully explained to me, he's been on like a private jet with him. He's been in his Ferrari. He's just a cokehead. He's there like squirming about in meetings. So I met with my old business partner yesterday, the one that I started the first door-to-door sales agency with. And I had all of the issues over the past year with the clients I was working with and all of the fulfillment. I scaled my agency up to 7 figures in revenue, and then a lot of our deals didn't get installed, and we didn't get paid for a long time. I was making like £200 a week at some points. Now obviously earlier this year I managed to fix a lot of that and get to the point where I'm doing 10 to 15k a month plus consistently. But I met him and he's on a different level, but seriously balling. And it was inspiring because when you go to went to his office and it was huge, genuinely massive. Everything was really nice and cordial. He's got mad admin staff. He had like 50 iPhones he gave to all his reps. I had like 30 reps working for me at the height of our business, and I thought we were the best in the country. This guy's got 130 reps now. Crazy. And he's telling me all these stories about the people in the industry, how much money everyone's making. And there's crazy money people are making. One of the installers I used to work with before I kind of got out of the industry he made 60 million take home profit last year. Another one that I worked with makes 13 million pounds a week. And that was me not getting paid all of last year, thinking there was no way out. But the only thing that was really holding me back was myself, because I would have identified a different way out if I stayed close to my self-development. But I didn't. I got so lost in the day-to-day activities. I got lost in the trenches. I got lost with the weird clients we were working with, and they were kind of selling me this dream that money's going to come later. So I became conditioned to believe that if I put the work in now, I'll get the reward later. And that is true. I mean, in life, yes, if you put work in now, God's going to reward you for that work at some point, whether it's now or later. But my lack of urgency stemmed from my own lack of self-esteem, because I got fat. I let go of all of the development that got me to the point where I could even start that business. And that's what really shot me in the foot. And when you let go of the very things that got you there, like even if you start making money, but you stop taking the gym seriously because you think that because you've got money, you don't need to do that now. Or you stop having your relationship with God, stop showing gratitude to him because you've got money now, so all your problems are solved. Or you just stop anything, waking up early, putting yourself through discipline, because you think that this one money is going to compensate for everything in your life, like I did. That's a very dark path to go down, because then you have to pay all of that debt at some point or another. That inadequacy is going to start to culminate in your life, because success isn't just like one size fits all. It's not just get money and then you've made it. The real success starts when you actually start making money. And that's what I learned earlier this year. When I first started making 10, 15k a month, I thought it'd be this Hail Mary moment where, oh my God, my life changed. And it was great. I looked at the numbers in my bank account. I was very grateful, alhamdulillah. But nothing changed except from the numbers in my bank account. Nothing changed apart from that. And I was fat at this point, and I just started trying to get on my self-development again. I started waking up early. I was taking the gym more serious. And that's when I really realised that money is just the first step. And there's no success if it's just one linear version, which is money. Because there's so many people that have money now, and I'm going to get into the stories he was telling me, but so many people have money. You see all these 16-year-old dropshippers, you see all these people that You wouldn't necessarily want their life, but you think you would because they've got all the shiny objects. But you can't truly be fulfilled as a man if you don't have your physical strength on lock, if you don't have your mental strength on lock, if you don't have your spiritual strength with God, if you don't have all of these things ticked off and you can't be the good role model and good leader for your family, none of this stuff's fulfilling. You can't look your kids in the eye with a fat belly and just like try to throw money at every problem. You're going to see the problems start to culminate. You can't command respect from people with a fat belly or skinny arms. You're going to start to see those problems culminate. You can't expect the most from others. You can't expect people to stay loyal to you if you don't have a strong mind yourself. If you have a strong mind, you'll betray others and they'll betray you. All of these things, there's so many qualities that actually go in to being a successful person that are way more than money. So when I was hearing all these stories that he's telling me about all of these people in the industry, I know these people. I've known of them for time and I've met some of them. And he's like, yeah, one guy, he makes like crazy, like tens of millions. He's going to be making hundreds of millions, but he's a serious cokehead. And I knew this. But when he fully explained to me, he's been on like a private jet with him, he's been in his Ferrari, he's just a cokehead, he's there like squirming about in meetings. Who wants that life? Because I've been that cokehead, I know what that life's like. And it's because he's seriously lacking something, he's lacking purpose, he's lacking direction, and he's compensating for inadequacies in one area of his life. And that's what I was doing. If I was still a cokehead, well, thank God I gave up all of those traits before I started making money, because otherwise I would have had the same fate. And I believe that God does everything for a reason, and he puts people through different trials for a reason. And I had to go through all of my obsessive drug phase and all of that phase early so that I could start to reap the benefits of success. And I believe that we're all put on here, on this earth, with a specific purpose, with a specific mission. And I know that my mission was to inspire people around me and other people through being a good role model. So that goes to show the whole point that money doesn't mean success. Because if you have money but you're a cokehead, but you're getting all the private jets and the Ferraris and that stuff, that's not success. People around you, they're going to bleed into that life. You can't look your kids in the eyes, they know you're a cokehead. What kind of example are you setting? What kind of example are you setting? Another guy makes like crazy millions a year as well, but he's fat. Another guy makes all this money, but he doesn't have God. And it's like, I don't want your life, because these are the fundamentals that actually make me satisfied, and then money comes as a result of that anyway. You can't be successful as a man until you're physically strong. You can't be successful as a man until you have mental strength. And you're going to see all of these like drop shippers and all these kids in the club as well, popping bottles. But you can truly judge a man just by looking at him. And if you see a kid get out of Ferrari, skinny, can't really hold himself, you don't respect him that much. The people around him don't respect him that much, and that's how you draw all the wrong kinds of people into your life. When you see someone who's already built himself up as a man, who's got that wisdom, you can tell he's been through a lot of turmoil, he's learned a lot of lessons, and then he gets out of a supercar, that's when you know that that man's actually accomplished. He's actually accomplished big things. Muscular, lean guy, gets out, holds frame well. You can just smell, people can smell that aura and energy. And if he gets out this Ferrari or the Bugatti, let's use Tate as an example. He's not godly though, so nah, I can't say that. I think he does believe in God. But if you see someone like that get out of one of those cars, you know that he's built himself up to be at that point, and he's worth more than just money. And that's the thing, wanting the money without wanting to develop yourself is just a lack of self-respect, because putting that Italian car on a pedestal, anyone can get the Italian car. Genuinely, when you work at something for long and hard enough, you guys will know if you've already made money, or you just see the abundance out from everyone else. You know that it's achievable. 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, when I drove that Ferrari, I knew it was achievable. Felt amazing, but I wasn't the man. I was just a skinny kid sat in that car. Me and my friend, Philo, who were wondering, why is everyone not looking at us? Because we weren't those guys yet. I remember there was one instance where this girl, she was at the shoot, and obviously I was driving. We went to the desert, and there was these guys, they had like cameras and they were videographers, and they wanted to take pictures of the Ferrari and stuff, and they wanted to drive it with us. They had a Corvette, and there was this girl. And obviously I'm not worried about lust and stuff anymore, but it's always nice to get like validation, you know, when you like that guy. Yeah, of course this girl wants me. I'm always thinking that in my head. But then she wanted my boy when I was the one driving the Ferrari, and I was like, what? Obviously I didn't get bitter or salty, but it was like a feeling of like, I'm in the Ferrari though. But the Ferrari doesn't matter if you're not the man. That's the whole point. It's the whole point. As men, we want that respect. We want that validation. We want to be appreciated for our efforts. And the supercar's not going to do that for you, bro. Not on its own. Not on its own. You have to become the leader. You have to put yourself through hardship. You have to put yourself through turmoil. You have to become bigger, better, faster, stronger every single day. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day. I pray to God. I read my Quran. I do 50 push-ups. I make my bed, and then I go do morning cardio. Then I'm executing on 12 hours of work. And now, something that I didn't used to do is I'll make time to go and sit with my family, because I used to neglect that. But your success is nothing without your family. And over the past year, when I had all the issues with my sales agency, it still let me live with them, because I came fresh out of uni to a 9 to 5 where I was making 2k a month, and then quit that to go all in on door-to-door sales. The most risky stuff ever. And I wanted to move out, but I never did. And now I'm going to move out, inshallah. But they looked after me when they didn't have to. They believed in me when, well, actually, they had their doubts because I wasn't the full man, but they always supported me. So these people in your life are very pivotal. These are the people that you do it for. And they don't want to just see you in the Ferrari. They want to see you complete. They want to see you the absolute best that you can be. So, don't get tricked, brother. Don't get tricked into thinking just the money's it. We all want the money. I want the supercars. I want monumental success. And all that conversation did is it stirred this thought in my brain. I constantly keep repeating it now, is they're not better than me. They're not better than me. None of these people are better than me. Genuinely, I'm actually better than them. God created us all equally, so they're not better than me. And if I work harder and longer at the right stuff than them, I will massively outcompete them. And yeah, I'll still make money from the agency, but the reason I left it is because it's such a dodgy industry. These guys are just making money from all this dodgy stuff. And I want to create real impact, because it's not fulfilling when I'm just chasing this stupid stuff. And you hear about how the installers are fulfilling the deals. They install boilers and insulation and stuff, and they just do so many loopholes to try fleece more money out of the government. Not that I love the government, but it's still dodgy. And I'm just trying to create that lasting impact. I want other people who are success driven to become complete, not make the mistakes that I made, because there's a whole different level to success once you start making money. And if any one of these people can do it, you can do it and more. And the business model doesn't matter, it's the man that matters. It's not about how, it's about who. Once you align your daily habits with the man that can achieve anything, there's nothing you can't do. Nothing. So whether you've already, flipping planes. Nice day. Not really a nice day, but But whether you're making money already, and you know the feeling I'm talking about, where you don't feel complete, you don't feel like there's more on the table, or you're very ambitious, you want to start making money, you want to make sure that you've still got that fulfillment, you want to make sure you're still complete when you make it. And it's not if, it's when, because it's so easy, brothers. And if you guys are watching a video like this, there's no way you don't get what you want, but you want to make sure that it is exactly what you thought it'd be in your head. You want to be that role model. And if you resonate with what I'm saying and you want to become that complete man, drop me a message on Instagram or check out the rest of my videos. I love you, boys. Keep pushing, become complete, and surpass the boundaries that anyone else could have ever set. Let's go.